My people, what it is, what it was, what it does, cuz what up, though? My name is Chief, and we back with another episode of All Black Men Need Therapy.
And I'm Bell.
And I'm Butta. What's good, y'all?
What it is, fellas. That was a little off. I didn't get my normal intro. It felt a little weird at the end. But
you changed it up a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I did, but I noticed
new year, new you.
Yeah, what's crazy, I noticed when I was smiling, like when I smile, it starts it off with more energy. So, you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I'm smiling with it. I just felt good. It's always good to see you boys. You know what I'm saying? So,
yo, you hit the lightning round, though. You were like, and we're ready to go. Like, all right.
That's true.
Nah, we're going to do what we do. Listen, man, what's good, fellas? The new year's closing up. By the time y'all see this, it'll be the new year. We recording a couple days before the new year, but by the time you see this, it will be the new year. So happy new year, niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Like, for sure.
Happy new year.
We appreciate
what? Happy old year.
Too.
Okay.
Happy old year.
Okay. Always got some shit.
Yeah, you see, I'm leaning in. I'm like, okay, where are we going with this, brother?
I mean, we're at everybody didn't make it.
True.
Happy old year.
Yeah.
And even more excited for the new year, and I think, like, when you all were talking about age and stuff early, like, before we jumped on, I was thinking about something as simple as, like, me wearing glasses, right? These are readers. But if I don't wear these, as close as I am to this computer, I can't see y'all. I'm like, who became this old?
Somebody dropped something on me the other day, too. They said, your first birthday is actually your second. I was like,
yeah.
Kind of
it's really the truth.
Yeah.
I was like, kind of makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like, you know,
it's true. Yeah.
And I'm reaching,
like, all right.
I'm reaching a milestone age on the 5th. So
word.
Yeah, so I'll be 55 on Monday.
I would say a week from today.
Yeah. So I'm like,
nickel up, baby.
This is wild. But yeah, like, yeah, happy old year. Because I'll
tell you what, man, 55 don't look like it used to when we was, 12, 13, 14 years old, man. Like,
but think about it, 30 was old when we was.
I know. That's what I'm saying, man.
Nigga, you look 30.
I think about my Uncle Duck, man. Uncle Duck looked 50 when he was probably 32, man. And Uncle Duck like 70 something right now. And I promise you, when he was 55.
We doing skincare regimens now. Like, we doing
I know.
So,
Uncle Duck was smoking crack. So yeah.
You could have started.
It's going to age him a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Yo, that's crazy. But no, all year because, like, you made it. I'm sure, like anybody else, we've had some fall downs. But based upon what I'm seeing, we've had a lot of get-ups. I know for myself, it's been a lot of get-up in my artistic life. And so that's been giving me the breath that I need when I can't afford a therapist. Really get on stage and say what I need to say. So I'm really enjoying that.
Okay. That's what's up.
Really, really grateful for it.
So, but I don't think I talked to you since, but the last episode we did, I had disclosed to the fellas that I sat and had a 2.5 hour conversation with my uncle. I don't think I told you about it. We haven't had a chance to really sit down and talk, but yeah, he and I had a 2.5 conversation. I got some real good insight on my dad's upbringing and his life, and a lot of it's making more sense to me. I got a call schedule.
How do you see him now?
I didn't really. It's helping me understand who he is, but in terms of like how I see him, I took that conversation in more preparation for me. It was a way to prepare myself for anything this time and be okay with it, rather than him shooting it to me straight and me carrying it and crushing the little boy inside. I think this conversation is helping the little boy get ready to, to deal with whatever comes that way. And
have you considered driving the conversation?
Well, I mean,
as opposed to waiting for him to say something, have you considered going in and saying, "Hey, I had a conversation. I got some new insights."
Yes, but I want to have one more conversation with my sister, maybe even my brother, just because I learned of my father as a man from my uncle, and I want to learn about him as a father from my sister.
Wow.
I want to be able to, to put those two together and gain it. But you got to watch the last episode. We'll talk more because we want to go back into that. But yeah, so I felt hella like proud though. Like I really did feel like it was a huge step for me. I know it's not talking to my dad in person, but I've avoided the conversation with my uncle for so long, and I was like, "Yo, you stepping into it, bro. Lean into this." So I appreciate all you brothers for continuing to lean on me to have that conversation, because I had it, and it really did do some service. He let me record it. He told me I could use it and air it as a podcast, as an episode. I'm just not sure if I want to just yet, but
I'm very proud of you.
I do have it saved. Thank you, because I was proud of myself, man. I'm not gonna lie. I felt damn near accomplished.
Well,
it is.
Yeah, it's leaps from where you were.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Chief, you still seeing your therapist?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I got a text. I'm gonna text y'all boys later, because we started, as I told her about my dad thing. She also said she was proud of me, and she recommended we leaned more towards my love life, and she recommended I speak to my people and have them give me bullet points on the pros and cons of dating me. From there, like if I were to ask, like, Bell, what are the pros and cons of dating me? Like, and you'd be like, you know what I'm saying, you give me a list. And look at his face, Butta.
I think we were making the same face. Yeah, got it.
So, but she was like, it's a good practice to kind of help you identify some things about yourself. Like, I'll do that. They don't know,
yeah,
but
we can do that. How about we do that at the end of this show, going into the new year? It would be a good way to set intention around dating.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a goal, like, what's the point? Do you have a goal for dating? Do you have like an end game?
Yeah, man. I've intentionally like slowed all the way down and have been, patiently, I guess, waiting, not necessarily seeking. And I think I need to get outside some more.
May I support you?
I need to get outside some more.
May I support you in this moment?
Of course.
That's bullshit.
What do you mean?
However, I asked you a very clear question.
Yes.
What's your end game?
Mrs. Peterson.
You gave me was what you usually say to them when you're dating.
But that's my truth.
No,
that is my truth.
What's your end game? Are you looking to be married? Are you looking to be?
The end game is Mr. and Mrs. Peterson all day.
Okay, I want you to notice you couldn't say that until I prompted it.
Not true.
That is true.
I didn't say
you didn't let me finish my fucking sentence. You cut me off.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did cut you off. I apologize, Bill. I cut him off.
But I mean,
I cut him, Bill. I cut him off. I just cut you off. I cut him off.
No, but I mean, we can leave this right here, because you always talk about you on the hot seat. So now I want to, be cautious of your feelings. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to go too far in one direction, make you think I'm ganging up on you or nothing. But I mean, the man asked you a simple question. You was like, "Well, I want to go outside," and it's like,
he said my plan.
What's the end game?
I'm leading my plan to get outside to meet somebody, and that's the long story was to get outside to meet somebody and connect with Mrs. Peterson. That's the storyline behind it.
Yeah, I think the biggest, and we can do the exercise. You know what I'm saying? I think the biggest question is, what are you going to do different? That's it.
And that's
like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like it's describe to you.
It's been a lot of the same for you.
I disagree.
I feel like it's a lot of the same results is what I'm saying. Like, you can't disagree with that, because you haven't found Mr. Peterson yet. So what I'm saying is, what are we going to do, or are you going to do differently?
The same result, as in it not panning out into something bigger, but there's been glimpses of like I can't even I had the same level of accomplished feeling as this conversation with my uncle as I did in my last experience, where I thought it had some legs. I really did, because I was able to articulate myself and communicate my feelings and be like, you know what, sit back, is this you or is this her? And just to be sure, explain to her what your traumas or issues are around this particular situation, so that she understands. And now you get to evaluate whether or not it is truly you or part of who she is. And I was proud of myself for that, because before it would have been.
I know exactly what situation you're talking about, and I couldn't agree with you more. However, I think what are you going to do different comes before that. That's just my opinion. I think it comes before that. I think because you put yourself in a position to do everything you just said, and I agree with you. That last situation was not you. Like, I couldn't agree with you more. But I think what are you going to do different is a conversation before that conversation. Before you get to a point where you start have to explain who you are and what you are, I think what are you going to do different from a attraction standpoint is that's where my question lies. And again, we don't got to get into it. I'm just saying that's what
No,
I
I hear you, and I know exactly where it stems from and how it goes, because it views as, you know, meeting essentially the same type of person,
Mhm.
and it has in I won't know until I know. I haven't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know until I know. And once I find out, it's like, oh damn, like we're
But then the question, like the questions, it's like, okay, if you agree, I'm not saying you do or you don't, but if you agree you're attracting the same type of person, then my question is, what's causing that? And you that may be a longer plight than either of us anticipate, or maybe not. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that's where what are you going to do different? What questions are you going to ask yourself? Like that has to start very, very early before you even get to, oh, I
dude,
like her, I'm going out with her. Like before that, like where are you throwing that fishing rod? You know what I'm saying? Like
dude, and that's
that's
the crazy part, because I felt like I've been doing those things and asking myself and preparing myself, and then I lean in a little bit more, and then it's the, oh damn, well, there it is. And I've even been like, yo, you're being too picky, bro. You like every it's not gonna be perfect, bro. Like you gotta, it's some give and take in all of this. And then, you know, it's at some point it's like up, and it's the red flag that we can't ignore no more.
Can I ask a question?
Certainly.
And I'm gonna get off of it. Is that okay? I'm asking one question. Would you want MJP to be with a man like you today?
I just wrote the piece. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we remember we had this conversation in prep for the piece.
No. I'm very clear, but I'm just saying based upon
Yes.
Because you have to be a certain type of man to attract a certain type of woman.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're constantly attracting the same kind of woman, then it's definitely on you. It's not on them.
Right.
So it's opportunity to look, and I can only speak to it because we're on the same street, but just on different roads, right? We're in different lanes for real. But the reality of it is getting clear that no one is jumping out, the bushes going, pick me. It's like we are actively looking for those folks. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're dating someone who may have father issues, then you may want to stop showing up as the father
Mm-hmm.
and show up as the boyfriend.
100%.
Like for me, I show up as a mentor. So the moment you say two things, I'm like, that's childhood trauma. Damn.
that's exactly what happens with him.
Yeah, but then it comes to the point where it's like, yo, I come in as a savior, therapist, father, mentor, all of that, and it's like that's not my job.
They shouldn't have your number. They should have an invoice.
That's what I'm saying. So that's like, yo, I'm not.
But I also think that's let's just change the subject because this is gonna take us down so many rabbit holes, and I don't want to talk about your dating life and put you on the spot.
I don't even think we're talking about his dating life. What you got me thinking about is how many people. So this is a very troubling time for people who are single and or alone. Like around this time, relationship tends to be the most paramount, whether it's family, romantic, filios. Like there's something about this season in our lives where people they're more depressed. There are more folks acknowledging depression, more isolation, more suicide attempts, if not suicide. And it's during this season of change where people are like getting ready and looking for their outfits for the new year. Some people are at the end of the year like, oh, I made it, right? And they're driving forward, and then boom, Valentine's Day is coming, and they're almost dreading Black History Month, right?
Yeah.
I think it's pivotal in that way, right? And it's always fascinating to have this conversation with someone that's married because you're always reinventing yourself, and you got to be willing to be with change in order to be married. You cannot, if you're not willing to be with change, don't get married.
100%.
Because not only do you change, she's changing, but then trying to reacquaint herself to you, then reintroducing yourself to that person, hoping that they'll still desire you. And then none of the relationships stay together because of kissing and cuddling. It's all about choice. I choose you. I choose you. You my choice. You my choice. You my choice. You my choice. Right. And so I think that part can be difficult if you've been single for a while, because you think that you like we'll choose, but what we don't understand, we're choosing into our future. So if we're choosing the same kind of person over and over again, then we're also choosing that moment where that thing comes to an
end. Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember this, but I'm in a place where we didn't even get to the check-ins, but in one of the previous episodes, I'm mentioning like, yo, I'm in a place where like I can feel a shift happen and it feels good. Like it's not that like I can, and this was maybe I'm on it maybe a couple months now. Like I feel the shift happening and it's a good energy, a good vibe, a good shift. And I'm leaning heavily into that. So I feel good about it. But
do you have any measurables for that? Not saying you have to. I'm just curious if you like, I feel a shift happening because X happened, or I'm doing this now and I wasn't doing this before.
Yeah. So I mean, if we could start just basically like we can start with finances. Like I'm for the past it's only been a couple months, but like the shift in terms of like I know where my money at now. You know what I'm saying? Like I was,
huge improvement.
Yeah. So in that alone feels good. But there's just like again, man, I just with this podcast and the platform and therapy, like we talked about it, but like even with my treatments, like all of my treatments are around interpersonal communication and relationships, and like you know what I'm saying. So I'm steadily trying to do that inner work and learning, but again, without that stable, significant companion, I can't put that stuff into practice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I'm learning, man, and I'm challenging myself, and it feels good because I found myself just recently, and I'll share this with you guys later. But I found myself heavily outside of my comfort zone.
Good.
And was like, just where we gotta live right now, and it wasn't like I wasn't running from it. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good thing. Nevertheless,
life begins on the other side of your comfort zone, bro.
Yeah, for sure. But this was something in addition, like almost like my uncle's conversation, like avoiding it, like, bro, stop. And like, it's literally like that's what I said to myself, bro, stop. And I was in it, and I was like, all right, it ain't that bad.
Well, avoiding the work is where the avoiding is.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that these last couple of months, I'm big on love, but I can occur as love bombing because I can isolate really well. I can get by myself and be by myself for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I just told a good friend today, I was like, yo, I think I stayed in too long. It's time for me to come out. Because after I got back from Atlanta, I think I slept every day after that. I just slept. I just wanted to be in the house and sleep. I had finished my last class with school. I did some community work. And then right before Christmas, I think I slept from Christmas to like today. I was like, oh, okay, it's time to get up. And and then being in the privilege of that. And I think that for me, sharing that, but also spending time going out, hanging out with folks. That's not something I usually do. And people assume that's what I do. But a lot of times I'm reading a book somewhere, or I'm talking pretty heavily with somebody about something. And so being with people that's been my saving grace. It's been a lot of fun.
That's what's up.
For sure. Let's rewind and get back to the basis of our what we do in the podcast. We didn't even get to our check-ins, man. Like we just started going. Niggas just waiting to put Chief on the hot seat. Like, here you go.
No, we were putting you on the love.
I'm just playing. Damn.
We were putting you on the love seat. It
makes
sense to anybody that knows you that somebody is missing out on this love.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But Bellhead, you up first, bro. Check in, man. How you be? How you feeling? How you living? Give us give us a year recap, bro. Where we at with it?
That face,
brother.
Give us the good. Give us the good, the bad, and the ugly for this year. Or the good, the bad, the bad, and the better.
How about we do a check-in and then we'll each get into the good, the bad, the ugly.
Okay,
we'll do a check-in and go into that. So, I'm just getting over the flu. Like It's been crazy. Well, I don't know if I officially had the flu, but me and Chase both went to the walk-in. Today's Monday, so we went into the walk-in on Friday, and both of us tested negative for flu, COVID, and strep. And then Chase hasn't gotten better, so he went back in today to his actual doctor, and he tested positive for flu today, flu A, which is the bad one. And he got a flu shot, but he's just been coughing up a lung. But so that's what's been going on. I've been sick probably since like Tuesday. And I'm coming out of it now, which is good. But I've been off since last Monday. So I've been off for a week and I don't go back to the 5th. So that's been cool. It sucks because I've been relaxing, but kind of by default because I've been sick. So I've been, on the couch, lying around. I had like real bad body aches. Like the other day I woke up, man, and it felt like the Sunday after a game. Like I just felt like I was taking hits all day. And my body
I
was
remember
just,
that feeling.
yeah, and it's crazy because I didn't remember it until the other day. And I'm like, oh, I remember this feeling now. You know what I'm saying? So fortunately Lorraine didn't get sick. She's still good, holding us down. But yeah, man, my plan. You had a question?
No, I was gonna ask if you've been meditating, been working out.
Working out, motherfucker. I've been barely upright. Like
in the past,
I mean, not since I've been off. So that's what I'm saying. So my plan for these 2 weeks off was to relax. Like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to lay on the couch and do nothing, which I've done. But again, I haven't been able to do much else because I've been sick. So now that I'm feeling a little better, I'm going to set my alarm for tomorrow, get up early, and just start my routine. Because, during this time of year, I do a lot of reflecting. I read my book again, like I referenced on a couple episodes ago, the one word that can change your life. I reread that. I start planning for next year. So I'm going to put some spreadsheets together for tomorrow, just starting to look at my 2026, what I want to get accomplished, professionally, personally, financially, all those things. So I'm excited for that I'm finally getting the energy around to do that. We did leave the house one day. UConn played in the Fenway Bowl out here in Boston. So we booked a hotel downtown, in Back Bay, and went to the game. So that was cool. It was Kosh's last game. Kosh is in Colorado now. My brother-in-law, for those who don't know, was the wide receiver coach at UConn, but the head coach left and went to Colorado State, so he went with them. So my sister, my wife's sister, and her kids will be going to Colorado. So that's kind of a big hit. And over the last couple of months, basically my whole family left Connecticut. My mom and my daughter both moved to Charlotte, and my dad moved to Florida. So everybody's gone for the most part. But yeah, that's a long check-in. But I was looking forward to these 2 weeks, and basically my 2 weeks is gonna start tomorrow, just from a physical wellness standpoint, where I was like, I feel good. I may even hit the gym tomorrow because I'm starting to get my strength back and everything like that. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to planning, man. I'm looking forward to these next couple of days and planning and relaxing. The good thing is the family, we've all been in the house, so we've been spending a lot of quality time. So, but I'm good, man. Brianna's good. Did I tell you she got a job? Yeah, I told you she got a job. Yeah, I told you, Chief. So Brianna starts her job on Monday.
Brianna.
Yeah. So she's super excited. She's built a whole life for herself down in Charlotte, got friends and all kinds of shit. So, everything is good, man. I have no complaints. I'm just looking forward to getting to it tomorrow and starting to map out my 06 or 26. That's all I got.
For sure. LT, what's up, man? Check in. How you living? How you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. It looks like 2025 has been a resurgence of art. So I'm very passionate about that. I plan on being in the studio next year, doing some projects. My hope is to be directing by the summer. What else? I did my 2026 compass. it gives you opportunity to look back at what you did in 2025, goals, accomplishments, things you didn't finish, things you finished. And then 2026 looks at the things that you're looking to have. I'm claiming this new year as my 555, right? And so I'll be 55 on the 5th. And I'm the fifth born. So it's really, so this year I'm very intentional about celebrating the entire year.
Love it.
The lens of 555. And that looks like being in contribution and stuff like that. Like I was reading through as you were talking, Bell, I was reading through a synopsis of the book. I was like, dude, you got to tell people about this book. It's powerful. There's a book I'm reading by Sarah Jake's husband called Wholeness. So a good friend introduced me to that. So that's one of the books I'll be going into. I'm also reading Children of Vengeance and Virtue because I like fantasy. So this is book 2 of the Children of Blood and Bone series. So that part, so I'm being intentional about like slowing down before I start running into the year. And ultimately the goal is to, lift my brand back up, really take transformational art to the next level, be it me directing shows or being in shows, what have you. I only want to be in work that has the intention to transform lives. I just don't want to get on stage for the sake of being on stage because I can. I really want to get on stage, but get off the stage feeling like people's lives have been moved in some kind of way. So that's really, really, really the big intention. And as far as career, just looking at what classes I can take to improve around this conversation of coaching, or looking at social work as a real conversation for myself. So that's something that that's one of those things that I would keep close to the vest from a place of vulnerability. But I'm also sharing it from a place of integrity with the hope that you all will hold me accountable. So that's really
definitely get with Lorraine, Butta, with the coaching stuff. She's been coaching for like 7-8 years now.
Yeah, I've been doing it since 2006.
Yeah. So when you said, you mean taking it to the next level then?
Yeah, taking it. No, I'm still gonna call Lorraine, but I'm listen. It's not. I wasn't saying that to minimize it. I was just saying that I've done it. It's just that I enjoy it, but I'm not looking to never necessarily grow it as a business. I want to insert it in other avenues. Like some people won't come to the workshop that I do, and they may not come do one-on-one coaching, but they'll come to a comedy show. They'll come to a play. They'll listen to music or listen to a poem or something. So I'm looking at ways to creatively, because what she's doing essentially, she's transforming people's lives. Right?
Yeah, she's actually we've been in Boston for 5 years, so she's been doing it for like 10 or 11 years. But anyway, yes, she is.
But that's powerful. But see, that's powerful. She's also in a climate that's challenging based upon who she is, and to be her niche in that space, that speaks to who she is in a real way. In a real way. So that's powerful. But that's it for now. What about you, Chief?
Gotta always start with my kids are happy and healthy, so there's no complaint there. Had a great Christmas with them. Well, they had a great Christmas. I can't say I had a that's funny.
That's funny.
Put your own picture up. I've got I did get some kind of rough news today though, man. My big mama had to be picked up by the ambulance today, man. 89. She was having some breathing issues. And I was telling, I think I might have told y'all maybe a couple months ago, but I went to see her, just, follow up, just see my grandma. And it was the first time in my life where she looked like my grandma, like a grandma. She always had I had never seen her as what's the word I'm looking for?
Old.
I've never noticed the senior in her. You know what I'm saying? She's just always been full of life and love, but I saw her, she had lost a little bit of weight and it was just, a little more frail. And it was the first time and it was kind of like heartbreaking to me because you realize, it's inevitable. And it's just like, damn, like for the first time, and I got the call today, my cousin was like, yeah, she had to get picked up and just asked my brother to check on her while he's out there or whatever. So that's a little, disturbed. That's on my spirit right now. But outside of that, man, all is well. I've been doing a lot of writing. I was challenged with a question of the day, and I'm gonna throw it in the air I actually we all spoke about it, not collectively, but I called you guys about it. But for the people listening, I'm getting ready to record my next album, and the producer was asking me, shout out to Sir Billy Dorsey, was asking me what kind of, what style of music that I want to have. And I kept giving him songs that I like. And he's like, yeah, those are songs you like, but what song speaks to who you are? And I'm like, still throwing out songs that I like. And he's like, okay, if music lived in your veins and you were cut, what song would play? And he asked it, and I was like, damn, that's a good question. And it was kicking my behind. And I felt like the creation of music and the creation of poetry were languages, like two different languages. He's like, you're overthinking it. And so what I did was I wrote a poem about the music that plays into me and read it to him, and he kind of got a good feel for.
Oh, that's a good solution
for what I was looking for, because I'm like, I really felt like I couldn't speak his language. He's like, where's my foundation? You give me a foundation, I know where to go from there. And I'm like, R&B. Come on, bro. R&B is, you know what I'm saying? Like, best. So, but I was able to give it to him. Now we have a solid foundation. I'm super excited to get to work this weekend, just to get in the room with some creatives, and got a team of people coming down to support me, which I think is dope, and just to kind of see the kind of magic we make, man. So I'm really, really excited. So to all of those, to you, I know we like certain music, but what, if music lived in your veins and you were cut, what song plays? What song plays out? I think it was a great question for me, and it really, really challenged me to kind of, think deeper.
That's deep. I think as you were saying that, I thought about there's a leak in this old building, and I got to move. It's a church song.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh wow. But the way I heard it was the old version of me is no more. I got to move into this new version. Mm-hmm. So that means going to the gym, getting my body together, things like that, right? I've been able to get away on some level with looking a certain way, but now the goal is also feeling the way I.
Yeah. So it's funny that we ended up talking. We started this shit. It's crazy how it all just comes full circle. We started this conversation, talking about my love life, yada yada. But like the first line, it says like, it would be "Ready for Love" by India Irie, sung by Brian McKnight over a Talib Kweli beat. And I'm just like,
oh, that's the first line of the poem.
That's the first line of the poem.
Nice.
And it's like, but that's the reality of like, the collectiveness of I guess who I am. It's a bunch of different things put together. It's nice. I like the piece actually, and I thought I was still all over the place, but he was able to pull. Okay, we got a foundation, and we ended with a solid foundation. So I'm super excited. So
that's actually really creative. That question was so thought provoking that the best way you knew how to answer it was to write about it. You know what I'm saying? Like
it really was like,
that speaks to your talent, though. That's what's up.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like I really felt like we were speaking two different languages. Like, because he's a musician, he's a producer, so he hears like sonically
notes
what the album's supposed to sound like. And I'm like, listen, I'll put the poem together, no problem. But he's like, yeah, but what am I? You know what I'm saying? So I want to know where to start so it fits you. And we found a good spot. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, it was dope. So, but the shout out, and what's crazy, Butta? Like when he asked that, it kind of, which is why I called you and pulled you in on a conversation, because it made me think of you and how you basically challenged me to dig deeper when we were rehearsing for the play.
So you talked about full circle. That type of question, because this isn't your first album that you're doing, right? Mm-hmm. This isn't the first album that you're going to submit for consideration, but you are going into it asking yourself different questions. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm talking about with the relationship thing. Mm-hmm. Right? Like you see how you could have easily went into it without having that slow down moment and making you reflect. One, you got a new poem out of it. Two, you help somebody truly understand who you are. Mm-hmm. So when you slow down for the dating, it's going to be able to help you understand truly who you are. That's just my opinion.
Well, if I may, I know you're talking to Chief, but I feel assaulted. What I also heard you say very clearly was, what I heard you say very clearly to me was, don't let your ego keep you in your yesterday.
100%.
Hoping that your tomorrow will look different, because my ego will only give me more of yesterday, but like tomorrow, but there'll never be future. If that makes sense.
Man, that makes perfect sense. And I think
conversation is just more of what I already know. And so I got to get uncomfortable. Damn, Bill. Okay. All right. Got it.
And that's the thing, man. Like Chief and I had a conversation about this the other day. We were, you know, like again, this is all coming full circle. Like we're talking about thought provoking questions. Dudes like three, four dudes on my team, we always bounce stuff off each other. And I had text everybody. I was like, "What's your edge? Like, what separates you, from everybody else or whatever?" And obviously, hard work, dedication. That's the floor, right? Like you can't be successful without those two things. But then they just started going into, you know, their edge. And obviously, if I asked the question, is because I was thinking about what my edge is. And I think one of the things that I'm better than I've been before is being uncomfortable. Like I'm okay being uncomfortable. I'm okay not being the smartest in the room. Like I'm great with not being the smartest in the room. I'm okay to trust myself and believe in myself to take a risk and deal with the discomfort of that risk until it comes to fruition. Like that's my edge. It's like I can lock in and be uncomfortable and say no and do what I need to do to get to wherever I see myself being. So that's where, with the dating, like what's your edge? Like what is bringing you forward and what is stopping you from going forward? You know what I'm saying? With the poetry, same thing. Sometimes our biggest strengths are our biggest weaknesses because we over leverage it. You know what I'm saying? And we lose sight of the little other things that's stopping us from being great. So, and help, right? We all can ring this bell. We don't ask for help enough. You know what I'm saying? And I think when you allow yourself to I won't say help, I'll say allow yourself to receive different insight and perspective. It allows you to do things and see things differently. Now, whether you change it or not, it doesn't matter. It's just different perspective. It allows you to slow down and look at it from a different viewpoint. So I don't know. I think all of that I see all of that in your 2026 in short, and it's happened to show up in your art too, which is cool.
So Key, we talked about, one word going into the next year, but I told myself maybe a couple months ago that it's like I've adjusted so well to going with the flow and just get moving how I move and still been able to be relatively successful. But it's all come with some stuff written down, but no real plan. Some ideas, but no real plan. You know what I'm saying? Some good work put in, some hard work put in, but no real plan. So my thing was to plan, execute, and finish. And it's from the mind, like, okay, I'll give you an example, Bell. Like when you was like, "Oh, you could just take it for Detroit." Yeah, I got it already. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in advance. Normally, like
Not usually the case.
I ain't got it yet. But like that was not like a big thing for me. But it was like that was part of the
yeah.
It was part of the moving in a better direction and things changing. Like I feel the shift coming.
100%. Yeah.
But I would be like, nah, I ain't get it. I'll be there. I ain't get it. But I'd spend $600 on the flight the day before when I could spend $130 3 months before. You know what I'm saying? Little shit like that. So it's just taking those steps to do it in advance and to plan it out and to make sure I'm good. It's really like it just feels good because and I'm seeing it like in various moments. There's a lot of stuff we haven't talked about in that regard, bro. But like I'm seeing it pop up just because I decided to take a step and go, no, plan it out. Like this is what's going to happen. Blah 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 blah.
You all are helping me so much solidify so many things. I didn't even realize. I always enjoy just fellowshipping with y'all, but just being here tonight has been like very different. So my word going into the new year is integrity.
You said that the other day. Yep.
And so for me, integrity is big when nobody's watching.
Mm-hmm.
And then operating in that integrity. And it's almost in alignment with what you're saying, Chief. Like I see so many things just with what you just shared around the last minute thing, the whole nine. I think some of that for me is around integrity. It's giving away too many yeses when I really mean maybe or no. It's over committing and undering delivering. We call that say X, do Y. Like it's saying X but doing Y, and what happens is breaking credibility with other people, and more importantly myself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's chipping away at my self-esteem. So I may say something, but even I don't believe it, but hoping that you do. Right? But integrity allows me to stop, and it's a little bit at a time. So it's really creating integrous moments for myself to like operate in a different way. Because I do have a lot of people that count on me, but it's also okay to tell them no. And I don't have to let my no make me a liar. So I still get to be in integrity even with my no. So what I've learned to say is when I say no and people go, why? I simply say my answer won't change. My explanation won't change my answer. Right? The answer is still no. Because I need to be clear about that with myself. Because if I vacillate on it, and then being clear with myself around my own boundaries. Right? Like I can't expect you to keep your word to me if I'm not keeping my word to myself. And I've been doing that a lot, but what that creates is I don't need you. For me, that creates I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you because really the truth is I don't want to disappoint you. Right? But then I also don't want you to hold me accountable for what I said. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the opposite is also true. If you say yes, you may not be operating in your integrity if you do it because you didn't want to do it in the first place.
Didn't want to do it in the first place. Didn't want to do it. And then that builds resentment. It creates resentment. Because now I'm mad at you. That why couldn't you call somebody else? Like I'm complaining all the way through. Why you couldn't call somebody else to do this? What else you need? Okay. And so then let me tell you. And then I'm in it. Right. And even down to the planning, I'll plan all of your stuff. But for me, it's like I'll get to it. And
I wonder where that comes from, though, Butta.
It's childhood stuff.
Oh, I know. But what I'm saying is, well, I don't know, but I assume it's almost like, I'm not saying this is what you're saying, but it almost comes off like you as in the person you're doing it for deserves this to be handled with kid gloves, but I am not even doing that for myself, or I don't deserve that same treatment.
No, we get to call it a thing. You're worthy of that kind of love and support. I'm not. So sitting in the lane of unworthiness, and here's the thing, we're all right on this call. We're never wrong. We're even right about how wrong we are. But what we do, we go in the world and get evidence. And so I would go and get evidence. Right? Why didn't Chief and Bill call me for the thing? I'm also not available because I'm also the person who want to be invited so I can say no. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm
that was Chief for years, mind you. But keep going.
I'm pissed if you tell me about it, but didn't invite me. But if you invite me, didn't go, I don't feel like I missed anything. But that's another way to deflect from you don't feel worthy. But as a kid, my worthiness was beat out of me. And so I had to go find worthiness. And worthiness first began, who do I need to be for you? Not quite people pleasing, but almost Sandman and Satchel mowing for people.
Yeah.
Everything was like I'll be somebody for you, and then I'm different with Chief, and I'm different with the person that's watching. Which is why I now introduce myself as Leslie Butterfly Soul Taylor, because I no longer need to hide behind Butterfly Soul, but clear that Butterfly Soul came from Leslie, not the other way around. And though he was originally created to protect him, right? And then once I had voice, I started judging my voice.
That's interesting. I'm going to shift it a little bit because I had a conversation with a fellow poet, and the way she was, her pen name isn't her. Like, some poets have a pen name and then their real name. Like Chief is just a nickname that was given to me in high school. So it's not like I gave it to myself to be a poet. When it was just, I ran with that. So it's still who I am is in my poetry. But like, she's like, no, this person and me are two different people. And I'm just like, it made sense, but I couldn't necessarily apply that to myself. And I asked you that because do you find that Leslie and Butta are two different people? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it's just strange because
however,
not strange, but
that head shaking was arrogance and ego. There was a time when it was. right? When Butterfly Soul was who I am, you said Butta. Butta and Leslie are absolutely the same person. And then today, a little bit of gray hair, I'm Uncle Butta to people my age and older. I'm not even touching that. I don't argue against it. I'm Uncle Butta. Don't even call me Butterfly Soul. It's Butta. What does Butta come from? I done told you my name 3 times, but it's cool. But what happened, here's the way my name worked. I thought I found my name. My name found me. I was reading Dr. Naeem Akbar's Visions for Black Men. He talked about how Black men are butterflies. Now, I didn't know, fast forward, that my life would be designed where I would be in other people's lives doing transformation.
Mm.
So I've always been a butterfly. It was just me trying to find it, even down to looking for a masculine butterfly ring. For years, I was like, where can I find a masculine butter? It's like me going to a bar and ordering like a Shirley Temple in a masculine glass. So I'm like, yo.
I have proof. I have a photo of the glass and you ordering it, actually.
Because that's what I do. But, because I don't drink. But
said, let me get it. He really did say, let me get a Shirley Temple in a masculine glass. And Shorty brought the big.
Yeah, bring me a dual glass, but it's going to be a dainty drink. No, but so for years, I have been looking for this ring, this masculine ring. When I look back at the book, it was a Benin mask. I had bought this Benin mask ring around the same time I had been looking for it. Even down to the Benin mask on my leg. And I was like, yo, this is wild. But then aligning the two, I got really clear. I own my name differently. Even the Leslie Taylor part, knowing that I'm named after my grandfather. But when I think about my own transformative moments, and I still got stuff that ain't working, but I got a whole lot more that is. Right? And so because of that, I lean into myself in a different way. I give myself permission in a way that I hadn't before. Right? I just give myself permission to be. And I don't look for permission. I don't look for validation. I don't look for alignment or agreement. I show up as myself and I tell people, I may not, I'm not for everybody, but the man is for everyone. Right? I may not be for everybody, but I'm for everyone. And if I'm not your cup of tea, don't sip. It's real simple.
Bitch. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
But we ain't gotta worry about the whole, because I'm not interested in Butterfly Soul was me I wasn't trying to people please. I wanted love that only my mother and my father could give me, but they can only give me the love they had. Mm-hmm. And so, to your point, Bill, that childhood trauma stuff was me wanting to be loved in a particular way, but thinking that love needed to be transactional. So I was transactional with myself. I'd love to be if I could do things for me. Mm-hmm. And they say the best way to emasculate a man is take away his ability to provide. Right. And in those moments where money was tight and stuff like that, I didn't feel like a man. I didn't feel worthy of love and stuff like that. So the cycle would repeat over and over. And then that coupled with learning that I have ADHD and that kind of stuff, it was like, oh God, come on.
But ain't one thing, it's another.
I'm thinking some of this is this, but it's really, it's that thing, right? Like, as much as I told y'all I slept, dude, it looked like I didn't love myself in here. I was like, dude, somebody got to clean this up, and ain't nobody coming. Dog, you had to clean up. And today, that switch went off, and it was like, let me get it.
Let's go.
I felt real good about it. But yeah, it's and I don't know if anybody else who's listening goes through that, where because I think what trips people up too, they assume success means good.
Man, success is so relative. It's like it's weird. Like, not weird, but it's one of those things where you have to really define that shit for yourself. Because I promise you, if you lean on exterior forces to define it for you, you'll never be happy. You'll never be happy, right? And even when you hit your definition of success, you may not be happy. Like, it's so layered. And I think we talked about this a couple episodes ago about how we put, as men specifically, we put this unwanted pressure on or unwarranted pressure on ourselves when it comes to being successful. It's like, so this is actually a good segue. So I know we were going to talk about our highs and lows, right? So my word, I haven't done my word yet for 2026. Again, that's going to be starting tomorrow. But my word going into 2025 was intentionality. Like I wanted to be intentional in everything that I did. And a lot of that stemmed from me being with my company for so long, and then us merging with our sister company, and then me being in a brand new role, brand new team, brand new company. And I'm like, oh, I don't have the leverage of my experience to lean on for this particular job. Like my experience helps me, but this particular job I've never done before. So I'm gonna have to be really intentional about how I get the job done, because there's now goals attached to my name that I got to get done. Then I don't have experience to lean on. Like, all right, you know how to do this. You've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the word came from for this year. And then we had our year end wrap up meeting a couple weeks ago, and we had to pick a picture. Our woman on my team, shout out to Michelle. She's responsible for all employee experience for our whole company, right? So she's a big dog, and she put out these cards and all these pictures. And I don't have I should grab it. I'll grab it before the see if Lorraine can bring it up. Anyway, she put out this picture, and it said there's a bunch of pictures, and it says find one that you best relate to. And it said, we see what we want to see. Or no, it didn't say that. It said, I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna have Lorraine grab it. But anyway, my point is, going into that meeting, I'm like, I didn't feel like I was as intentional as I could have been going into the end of the year. I'm like, I knew I was intentional. I know I wanted to be intentional, but I don't think I showed up the way I wanted to show up. But long story short, in reflecting and having that conversation, what I learned was I was very intentional where I needed to be intentional. And that was at home. Like there was a lot of stuff going on, and I realized that I was extremely intentional there. And then I was intentional at work. But most of my attention and my intentionality came at home. But what I learned in reflecting, it's like if I wasn't that intentional at home, there was nothing nothing would have gotten accomplished at work. So it wouldn't have mattered what I wanted to do or what I wanted to be, because I was that intentional at home. It allowed me to have more focus on work. But if I had all that focus on work and didn't have it on home, everything would have went to shit. So my highlights of this year is strategy, like just being strategic about the things that I did this year. May
I also offer tangibly what were the results you created? What are 3 big results you created as
tangibly?
a result? Yeah, tangibly. What are 3 big results?
I hit goal from a work perspective. So I hit goal last week, which was great. I actually hit above goal at 110% of goal, which is awesome. I executed. So actually, Butta, this is another segue real quick. Part of that year-end wrap-up meeting, we had to list things we're proud of for 2025. And I literally wrote, I don't have my work computer up, I would have read it to you verbatim, but I literally wrote, of all the questions, I was like, this is the hardest question for me to answer, which should have been the easiest question for most people. But what I said was, I don't stay in the proud. I keep going. Like I'll move the goalposts. So if I do something that would make me proud, I'll be like, all right, well, I got to go do something else now. So I reached out to Lorraine. I'm like, hey, what do you think I'm most proud of this year? You know what I'm saying? And she started listing the things down to me, because I move past them so fast that I don't slow down to give myself credit. So one is hitting goal. 2 is building this phenomenal relationship with one of the leaders of my company that proved to be very fruitful. And then I started a real estate project in February and completed it, and didn't borrow any money to do it, which is cool, So we me and my guys did it together, and now it's going on the market. Shit, January. So
Beautiful.
so that was cool.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing about intention. So a lot of times, if I did it as an equation, it would be intention plus mechanism will give you 100% results. And a lot of times, people get stuck on the mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
How is it going to get done? How? If you want to know what your intention was for the year, look at your results.
Right.
Like tangibly look at your result. If you want to know, you started off as saying you reached a goal and then you had to recall, wait, I was above.
Right.
Now in your industry, that 10% means a lot.
Yeah.
That's not a small feat. And so that piece becomes a very different kind of conversation. But if you're looking without any beat up, just look at what your results are, and then you can tell what you've intended. Right? Good, bad, or indifferent. And I think that's beautiful that you're able, because sometimes we'll talk about the feeling of the result, but sometimes you need to look at the tangible. This is what I did.
Yeah. And a lot of times I won't give myself credit unless there is something tangible attached to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the feeling is a feeling.
Wait, hold up. Can we do something real quick?
Yeah.
Can you share? So you got your 3 goals. Can you name them again? What was the first one?
The what from 2025?
Yep, you did. What did you do?
I hit goal. At work, I hit goal.
Above
goal.
Give it up, Steve. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up.
10% above goal.
What was the second?
I completed the real estate project from studs up.
Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up.
Remodeled the house.
Go ahead.
Okay, one more time. And what's the last thing?
Being intentional at home. Just being where my feet are at home.
I love that.
Now that's how you supposed to shoot. From now on, that's how you shoot. Woo!
Get it done, baby.
Now, here's the thing, Bell. What did Chief and I do that you didn't do?
What did you do that I didn't do?
Yeah, what did Chief and I do that you didn't do?
I ain't direct nothing and I ain't write no poems. So
you didn't clap for yourself.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you gotta stop and clap for yourself.
Oh, and I need to do that more. Period. I agree.
There won't be an audience, but if you're not clapping, you'll be working for an applause, and when you get the applause, you won't stand there for it. You'll be on to the next thing.
No, 100%.
You gotta stop, man, and go. You know what, Bell? I'm proud of you, because sometimes though you had amazing parents, little Bell may still need to hear some stuff.
No, I mean, yeah, I couldn't agree more. I agree. And the last thing I'll say, and then we'll move on. Another thing that came from that meeting from Michelle, we were doing a table. It was a game called Table Conversations, and it was like, who in your family do you go to for advice, adventure, and experience, or something like that? I'm not sure what it was exactly. That brought up the conversation about advice. And what I said, well, what happens when you give someone advice and they don't do it? And then she was like, well, your advice can't have expectations. And I'm like, shit. She's like, because if your advice has expectations, then now that's a codependent relationship. And I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. So like, it hit me like a ton of bricks.
The person isn't thinking for themselves. They're always waiting for you to think.
Exactly. And then another thing that I realized in that conversation is, and I think you brought this up before, Butta, with my propensity to want people to win, I give unsolicited advice. And I will be checking that this year, because what I understand is if people want the advice, they'll ask for it. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm giving unsolicited advice all the time, all it's doing is me putting unrealistic expectations on someone who didn't ask for it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm never going to give advice again. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just going to be more cognizant of when I'm giving it versus when I'm being asked for it.
May I give you some advice?
Yeah.
Remove the need to be needed.
So I don't think I have, I don't think, and this is, and we can talk about it, but I don't think I have a need to be needed. I don't think that
But
at
I
all.
think that's the only reason why you would be giving unsolicited advice.
Well, it has little to, this is how I look at it. It has little to do with how it makes me feel and more to do with what it can do for that person. Like
Oh yeah,
if
that's a need to be needed. I know that this advice can change your life. It's not necessarily that you're not walking around, oh, I feel good that I said that.
right.
You have some information that you're trying to give it. When I say remove the need to be needed, it takes away the charge of giving that advice from a place of, see, you didn't take it, as opposed to sharing it because you feel like it would be irresponsible to have this information and not. That's what I mean by it. It's not necessarily a reward for you, but it's like, because
Yeah.
that's also what makes you, that's one of your edges,
Right.
that you've been endowed with so much information, so many amazing experiences, that it would be irresponsible to not share that brilliance. Like, that would be so selfish.
He's essentially saying the conversation we had a while ago, Bell. You mentioned it to me. I can't remember the exact words, but it was something along the lines of like, "Sometime you're just called to be the messenger." Like it was around like just.
Oh,
Still,
when I was saying, I don't know if sometimes I'm the right. Yeah, I got what you like. If I'm
you
the
know what I'm
right
saying?
person to deliver the message or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I remember.
yeah, about being the right person, it's about delivering the message. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
ain't nobody mad if they're mailman unless the check don't come.
right, right.
And
But you
even
ain't
then,
opening. But you're
they
not.
know it ain't his fault.
But I also believe too that sometimes, for me at least, when I'm giving the information when I'm ready to give it, doesn't mean that the person's ready to receive it.
Fair.
So when they're asking for it, then I would they're more likely to be able to receive it at that point if they're asking me for it. Whereas just because I have this great information, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the right audience right now. It could be the right audience in the future, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the right audience right now. But where I get caught up is I always believe, well, not always, but up until recently, I always believed that if I can do it, you can do it. That was always my mindset. Like,
But
but
that's true.
it isn't. It isn't. In theory, it is.
In theory, that's the only place it can live in theory.
Yeah,
Until we take action. Yeah.
but my problem is when I want to see it in practice. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I get.
That's that dad energy. That's that paternal love that you move.
Yeah, that's where I get caught up. So now it's like from that conversation in Florida, I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, I can't have expectations if I'm giving out information. You know what I'm saying? And especially if it's unsolicited. You know what I mean? Like if it's solicited, I still can't have expectations. But at least that person is asking for something that I'm able to then provide versus, oh yeah, you need this, man. Here, take this and do that and call me tomorrow. Right? It's like, no, like that's
Yeah,
not how
because
this.
then you're sitting with advice's cousin. Well, expectations cousin. Disappointment.
Right. Right.
Disappointment always show up. When they don't do it, it'd be like,
yeah. And then you, like you said, you become resentful. Where it's like, no, bro, that's not their burden to bear. You know what I mean? Like,
and you
that
take
has
that
everything to
pressure
do
off
with you.
yourself.
Yeah.
You take the pressure off yourself. Yeah, people's circumstances are not their identity. And
Right.
the more we learn that, like, yo, you might like it. You might like this pain you in.
Exactly.
I'm just telling you what I see. I'm out. That's it. That's all.
So we don't have a time limit, but we at 104 right now, fellas. Give me what it looks like to walk into the next year for you guys.
How about you answer first? Because I feel like you be getting on here and you just be asking questions and then don't answer nothing.
That's not true. But anywho, it's simple for me, man. I believe I've already started my New Year's plans and movements, and it's and again, I'm moving in a direction of good, and it feels that way all around me. And I'm just going to continue to plan, to execute my plan, and to finish my plan.
What does the plan look like for you? Like, do you have
There-
like categories, or do you have like
I
timelines?
It's again in talking with some people, just like, start with the end goal in mind and work your way backwards. So there's timelines all involved in it. There's layouts, there's campaigns, there's all of the above, man. I went to the 5 Below, got 2 whiteboards. Like, it's looking good, man. I'm feeling good about it. I'm excited about it, and 2026 is going to be a good one.
That's what's up.
Plan, execute to completion.
So the plan's completed, like in terms of
there's a couple. There's a couple plans that I mean, I'm still like fine tuning some, but I got a pretty good outline of where I want to go. Yes,
when you
sir.
say couple, you mean like concurrent couple or like backups?
No. Like couple in different areas.
Okay.
Plans. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Feeling good about it. Me and MJ even sat down and we playing. I got her a whiteboard too.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's about.
So it's good. What's it looking like going into the new year for you, Butta?
Way more performing, getting a product out that I can be proud of and share with people. Everything from like sweatshirts with like sayings on them, stuff like that. The goal is really to not die with any of my stuff in me. So I'm very intentional about putting things on the planet. I'm going to be working with an amazing human being. Her name is Dr. Sunrise. Her and her husband Kyle, they have a organization called KISS, KYSS is their initials, and they do a lot of like, they're in ministry, so they do a lot of work with couples. But she's working with me to really fine tune my brand and get it really clear and concise. So that, and recognizing that though I am multifaceted, that doesn't always translate on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And so figuring out what that looks like in real time. More of these conversations with you all next year. I feel like I grow when I talk to you all because I'm looking at my life several years before, wishing I had a y'all in my life at this age and younger, and then being older and saying, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. So, Belle, I'm the unsolicited advice person. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. You don't want it. Take it from somebody who's already been through it. I tried that.
Exactly.
That'll kill you. I promise it. Oh, I can do it. I promise you. And then those people come back. I'm like, okay, I got you. And so I think, and then, giving myself permission to love on the brothers and the sisters that are in my life without apology. And not be withholding, because I think that's really stingy to do. And I think I've been stingy over the years, trying not to appear a certain way, or, because I think that machismo thing shows up in me in very different ways. And so I am very clear that I'm just going to be very intentional about how I love and being clear about who I love, right? Like, there are some people who may be in the wrong seat on the bus, or they need to get off the bus altogether. And like at the top of the year, I'm letting those people go. Right. Thank you for getting me up to this point, but I think this is where I think we're done here. Right. Lovingly. Right. Like, I think we're done. And then like running into the world. And I'm looking to be healthy. I'm looking to have, I want a body I can be proud of. I'm proud of the one I created. So I'm going to live in it until I'm ready to change it. And I'm looking to, not only have my 6-pack in my refrigerator. So I'm very intentional about doing the work. And I just talking about, I've changed my diet quite a bit, really exponentially. My diabetic number, my A1C was at a 12. When I last went to the doctor, it was a 7. So I was like, oh, if I can do a 7, I can do a 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at. it's like, oh, okay, I want to be on the planet for a long time doing the work that the work that I do, but also living the life that I live.
That's
Right.
That's what's up.
And then when I figure out finances, I'm gonna let y'all know. But right now, it's
What about you, Bad?
Honestly, man, it's more the same for me, man. I think I struck an extremely healthy balance with work and family this year. I think I found that harmony this year, which was great. Not I think I know I did. I found that
Yeah, you've
harmony.
said several times just off the just in general conversation. Yeah, me and Lo, we doing real well. We're doing real well, like a million times this year. So
Yeah, but not even necessarily her and I is more so. Yes, but it's more so. You talk about being able to provide, right? And it's like that could cloud your vision, because you can be like, well, I have to do this so I can do this, right? I have to take this trip so I can provide this life for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but being able to find that balance, you know what I mean? Like that for me, like I probably went on one, maybe two trips that I didn't need to go on this year for work, but now I know that. So now my travel schedule is going to look completely different this year. It's like, no, what, like we talked about before, what is the ROI on this trip? Like, what can I stand to gain if I go? And so I guess if you look at it, it's obviously this year going into 2026, I'm going to have a much bigger footprint of what I'm responsible for. It's multiple verticals now being combined that I'm now responsible for. So that number is going to be much bigger this year because I'm inheriting more. So I'm going to naturally have to grow more, at least from a revenue standpoint. The percentage will probably be the same in terms of percentage growth, but the revenue number is much higher. So it's just going to take, it's just like bench press, right? Once you get to 400, you're not going to 5, right? You're probably going to 415, 405, you know what I'm saying, 420. You're not hitting them big numbers no more after that. So now it's like, okay, now let's get that 20% growth. But that 20% growth is a much, much bigger number. So focus, being intentional there. Health and wellness, right? I signed up for a half marathon. Well, I haven't officially signed up yet, but I committed to doing a half marathon. So making sure that my health and wellness still stays intact. This year is probably going to be the year I'm coaching something for Chase. Like I don't know what that looks like yet, but more than likely I'll be coaching. So being cool with that. And, I think honestly, man, 2026 is going to be about the Bellamy household. And what I mean by that is everybody's off now doing their thing. Like everybody's almost like all the kids is out the house now. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom is out. She's independent. My dad is independent. You know what I'm saying? And Bree's always been independent. So now it's like, okay, I can just focus on me and what my future looks like, right? So figuring out what my next project is, because I just can't sit around. Like work is not enough. Like I need to take on something else. So whether that's real estate, whether that's something else, I'm not really sure, but I got to figure that out. But yeah, man, I mean, that's it. Just focusing on fulfilling what means the most to me. Right? That's it. So now the next step is identifying what those things are. Like I said, I got a whole routine. Once I get them, I'm gonna reread the book. I'm gonna figure out my word, probably go for a run. And once I go on that run out, that word will come to me, after I read the book. That's typically my process. And then laying it out, man. Like, if I'm being honest, man, what's been heavy on my spirit is like when it's all said and done, meaning like I'm kicking my feet up after retiring, where is that gonna be? Like, where's that gonna be? It ain't gonna be in Boston. I can promise you that. It's way too expensive out here to retire here. But that's what's been on my mind a lot. So I don't know. My next project may be land, you know what I'm saying, somewhere just to secure it for the future. I'm not really sure, but Lorraine is not really coming to terms with the fact that we're gonna be retiring in about 20 years. So I'm trying to help her narrow down the spot so we can get ahead of it. So that's kind of where my mind is, man. I just want to maximize my potential while another thing, and I'll end with this 'cause I know I've been talking for a while. I'm going to continue to focus on what's been paying the bills. That's another thing that for me, I'm going to continue to focus there because I've been doing like ancillary things, starting from the ground up on things, but it's like I got my lane. Like I know my lane. I know where my expertise lies. I know what I need to do. I'm gonna do that. And one other thing, like I do all the time, and I'm gonna stay there. Unless something else presents itself, I'm gonna just stick to what I know, and do that. So and obviously help wherever I can for those who need help. But as far as me, it's just making sure that the Bellamy family, the Bellamy household, is getting everything that we want to get done in 26. So that's where I'm at.
Definitely what's up, yo. Definitely what's up to everybody listening. Happy New Year, Knicks.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Word.
New Year.
But yeah, man, let's close this thing out like we did. It was a ton of gems dropped this episode. I'm appreciative of you, brothers. I don't want to end the year without letting y'all know that I love y'all and I appreciate y'all.
Love you back.
2026 is gonna be up for us in a major way, and I feel it. Like it just feel it. I feel it in my bones. like just watch and see. Watch how dope it is. It's gonna be dope, and I'm super confident in that. Of course, I expect the adversities to come, but I'm not even really worried about them, bro. Because the way I'm ready to dive into this joint, just it feels good, and I'm excited to.
Man, I'll take it one step further, man. I invite the adversity because every time that happens, that lets me know I'm doing something right.
For sure.
When that adversity sets in, it's like, okay, how bad do you really want what you said? So the sooner that start coming, that's confirmation for me. So
for sure, you y'all, let's definitely give him a final thought because there was so many different things here. I'm gonna let Butta, you gonna lead us off, man. Tell us your final thought.
First of all, happy old year and happy new year. Be unapologetically you. That's what I'm going into the year with. It is, and get around people that you love and that love you. I love these brothers, and I always feel fed. It's something about being able to exchange wisdom as opposed to feeling like you need to be the wise one. So I always feel like I'm in the classroom. And they have been amazing educators. So get with people that you're willing to learn from. Right?
That's dope.
That's it. I'm out. Have a great 2026.
Nah, that's dope. Go ahead. Give us the final thought, B.
I mean, I've given this final thought before, but this is just what I'm feeling right now. Just be where your feet are. You know what I'm saying? Just be where your feet are, man. I mean, there's a lot of shit we can get caught up in if you allow yourselves to. But just stick to the script. Whatever that script is for you, just stick to the script and understand that the journey is the destination. You know what I'm saying? Like the journey is the destination. And the more you can embrace that, you'll take it how it come. But you have to be where your feet are. Because if you start looking at where you want to be, as opposed to getting through where you are, you may that end goal may look different when the journey's complete. You know what I'm saying? But the destination of where you're trying to go is actually what you're going through right now, because that's going to prepare you for the future. So be where your feet are and understand that the journey is the destination. That's my final thought.
I love that. And it's crazy because you've said it several times before, but it always lands a little different every time based upon the conversation that we have. But just to piggyback on the be where your feet are, I think once you've allowed yourself to be where your feet are, take time to clap for yourself in that moment, because you're already much further than you were. you know, the last time you took a time to recognize where you're at, where your feet are. I wrote a couple things down, and just be wary, because we'll convince ourselves we're right about what we're wrong about. and it's been something that we've grown accustomed to. Your advice can't come with expectations. Catch yourself on that. Identify your word for the year. Provision is more than just monetary. Don't let your ego keep you in your yesterday and hold you back from your tomorrow. And I'll finish with plan, execute, finish, because we can get into the execution phase and feel good about it and not finish. Finish it. Happy New Year, y'all. We go, and remember, y'all, we at All Black Men Need Therapy. Tuck it away, Bellhead.
Our mission here is to create a safe space for Black men to openly engage in conversations surrounding their mental health. And we just do our best to do that week after week, and it continue to be the message for you all, because we understand that vulnerability creates community, and we are grateful to have you all a part of our community.
Damn sure, for sure. Hey, y'all, we got a voice line. It's 860-410-6160. Shoot us a text, give us a call. We typically answer, and we'll definitely respond to your text message. Oh, real quick, what I've noticed was we get a lot of fan mail on the website, but through the podcasting site, but for some reason we can't respond there. We can only read it, guys. So if you want to send something to us, email us at allblackmenneedtherapy@gmail.com, because when you post on the website or post on the podcasting platform, we can only read it. We can't get back to you. You know what I'm saying? So we want to be able to respond to those. So shoot us an email with that, and we'll definitely get back to you. Again, allblackmenneedtherapy@gmail.com, allblackmenneedtherapy on all social media outlets. We're gonna keep this thing rolling, man. Expect bigger and better from 2026, and from the podcast, from us individually. Some pretty dope guests lined up. It's gonna be a good season for us all, and that's you guys listening included. So do us all a favor, per usual, and hug a Black man today.
Do it.
And tomorrow.
Do it.
We out, y'all.
We need it. Peace.